Family, I hope you're all doing well. Today, we're talking about the Battlefield community, and it's more so because their argument is literally go back to Call of Duty. That's all it is. It doesn't matter what you're talking about, it doesn't matter what you say. The answer is always go back to Call of Duty. Almost 90% of the time. I feel like 10% of the time there might be some people that throw out like actually like good conversations. But besides that, yeah. I've never seen a community try to kill themselves more in game, of course. But, for example, right? Let's say someone on the game is talking about maybe the movement, maybe that needs to be more smooth, you know, or gunplay either needs to be toned down or toned up. You name it. It's always, well, if you want that, go back to Call of Duty, right? So because you want a movement maybe a little more smooth, you have to go to Call of Duty. It's never any other game, by the way. It's always Call of Duty, which is really funny. Call of Duty fans don't think about Battlefield fans, but Battlefield, they're constantly talking about Call of Duty. Little weird, little weird. Or you have someone that like makes a genuine critique. I wish I could remember his Twitter, but he said something, and he's always only played Battlefield from day one. And because of this, whatever he said, they were like, oh, then you need to go back to Call of Duty, and like talked about, I don't know, something about like small brain or some shit. It's insane. It doesn't matter if you're a Battlefield person or what, because no matter what, you're just going to get told go back to Call of Duty. For example, the newest map in Season 2, which, by the way, I haven't seen anything be, I don't know, talked about, but Season 2 has added a map, and the game modes you can play are Conquest, Escalation, which is like Conquest, but it gets smaller over time, Breakthrough, Strike Point, and Squad Deathmatch. There might be another one that I'm not thinking of, but those are the main ones. And two of the three that I just mentioned are more of the smaller combat playlist. So let's say someone liked playing a game mode. Let's say specifically, right? I don't care for Search and Destroy. I'll play it sometimes with the fiance, unless I got wild hair at my ass. I'll go play it by myself. But if we're saying the same thing, that's like Call of Duty adding a map. Let's say the newest map. What was it called? Torment. Let's say they added Torment, and they forgot to put it in Search and Destroy. And someone said, man, I really like this map, but I just wish it was in this other game mode so I could really experience it, because that's what they mean, right? And then you get told to go to a whole nother game. Like, are we kidding right now? Genuinely? So, for example, I said that the new map, I wish I could play it on the game modes I like. King of the Hill, Domination, TDM. I'm not a big fan of vehicles, but hey, I'm still on that person's game, playing it and keeping some type of servers alive, And because of this, because I want these modes, I get told to go play Call of Duty. Like, are we kidding? If you say you like a skin after it got changed, before it got changed, and it's not super battlefieldy, it has a cool design on it, and then it gets changed to look crappy, go back to Call of Duty to your pink rainbow skins. Just because you go play Call of Duty doesn't mean you like that. Now I do, but you get off my back. I just think it's insane. That's all they can say, is go back to Call of Duty. I mean, Battlefield is dropping numbers like crazy. You want to know why? Probably because most of the player base that bought the game originally, which, by the way, I will say Battlefield outsold Call of Duty this year. Battlefield lost a lot of its player base. Probably because they went back to Call of Duty, because at least there they can level up their weapons. They have stuff to grind for instead of some random crappy camo. The movement seems fluent, unlike Battlefield. I mean, at least we get some cool skins every now and then. Battlefield, they'll reskin the same skin they just sold you for a good amount and just act like everything's okay. Or a skin that doesn't even need to be changed gets changed. It's crazy to me that the devs don't keep the skin that they designed and just learn for the future. So that means after you buy a skin, you don't know if it's going to change, especially if it's brand new. But yeah, go back to Call of Duty. So, you know what? We should go back to Call of Duty if we've already played Call of Duty, Go to the game where even if half the roadmap is remasters, at least we're getting something to play on. Battlefield, guess what, buddy? Season 2, you go download it right now. Guess what? You can go experience the new map and whatever game mode that it has to offer. Good, good. It's gonna last only a little bit of time before the newness wears off. But you enjoy your one map. You enjoy your 3 guns locked behind a battle pass that is literally impossible to unlock. That's fine. Hey, at least my game's pumping out content, you know? What is your game doing? Oh, what is your game doing? Nothing. It had the biggest bag for I don't know, in terms of FPS gaming, ever. A pretty big launch, and they still failed. Their numbers are dropping below Call of Duty on Call of Duty's worst year. So, you know what? Fine. Let's go back to Call of Duty, where we can get cool camos for our work and dedication. I mean, hell, you guys were even getting a little bit of AI slop in your Battlefield. Now, sure, right? I'm not saying Call of Duty's perfect. Let's be honest, it's not. But hey, I don't see the Call of Duty people ever shitting on Battlefield. I also don't see us bitching as much when it comes to someone having to play a different game mode. If you are okay with a map not being put into a different playlist for small combat, then you're part of the issue, and that's all I have to say. So, enjoy your nights. And I will go back to Call of Duty. Why don't I?